local venues. Why I love having guests on my show. And every Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how our diaries align, I get Carl Williams on the show. And he's with us here for this week's Synergy Talks. Morning, buddy. Oh, morning. Afternoon even. How you doing?
It's been that busy a morning. We're into the afternoon.
I was like, hang on a minute. It's 25 past 12 times. You're in the afternoon, buddy. Happy days. How you keeping, my man?
I'm good, mate. I'm really good. I'm all smiles. A positive couple of days, positive week. Lots on. But yeah, all good. All good. And you're good yourself, mate, yeah?
Yeah, good, mate. Lots going on. We've got a big, exciting announcement here at Pure West in a couple of days. So we're gearing up for that one. We can't wait for the cat to be out the bag on that one. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, mate. So yeah, very busy, but all good. How's the foot, by the way? You still strapped up?
You know what? Every single time I see somebody now, the look of surprise on their faces, you're still in that thing?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. The thing is, I re-broke it after 10 days of having it, and I felt it. I felt it good. So he said, look, keep it on for 6 to 8 weeks. So I've got 3 weeks left. That's the medium. That's the 7-week mark. Is 3 weeks left in the boot, and then another 4 weeks in a hard sole shoe. I've got my sister's wedding on Saturday, so I'm gonna have to take it off for at least an hour to walk down the aisle. And
yeah, can't be having that in the photos.
Get the photos done and then put it back on. So I can't spoil this precious day. She's been waiting 3-4 years now for it.
Oh, love her.
So I'm gonna take my time, and then I've been back in the gym. I'm loving the gym. It's been brilliant. I had the best workout yesterday, but I just can't wait to get out walking. And it's you don't appreciate the simple things in life until something goes wrong. Whether it's walking, whether it's just going for a jog, whether it's just being able to go and drive yourself somewhere. You really need to be thankful for everything that we have as a human, because without one or two of these things, like a foot out of action, then we can really struggle.
Yeah, no, it's amazing the difference it can impact on your life. It really is. We've had a lovely message in actually from Lucy Griffiths. Thanks, Lucy, really appreciate it. She says, hi, Carl and Toby. I love Synergy Talks. I always watch it back after work. I do 2 to 3 HIIT workouts per week, but I'm not seeing much muscle mass increase. Am I doing anything wrong? Keep up the great work, guys. And a whole heap of lovely kisses on the end of that message. Thank you, Lucy. Carl, what's she doing wrong? What's happening?
Awesome work, Lucy. That's amazing. And it's really good to get the feedback that you watch it back, and we're bringing value to you guys. So even if you can't make it in the middle of the day, thank you. Keep watching, and we'll try and point you in the right direction. And the one thing that we're giving here is we're giving advice, not dead set to go-to things, because for each person, they will be different. Each person will maybe need to work things a little bit differently. We'll have different parameters, different goals, different levels of ability, injuries, illnesses, and medications they may be on. So it's always a guide, but if you need any more in-depth information, then that's where you reach out and we can kind of speak and look at you specifically. So 2 to 3 HIIT workouts a week. Fantastic. Good. These are the minimum requirements in order to maintain and slightly improve from a fitness-based regime. So you're getting in the basics, which is brilliant. If you are looking to improve on your muscle mass or your muscle size, then we maybe need to look at more in depth with you here on how much food you're having compared to how many calories you are burning per day. Also your rest rate and recovery, and also the type of contractions that you're actually doing throughout your workout. If you're doing HIIT workouts, it's very fast, it's very steady, it's very on the go. There's a lot of calories being burnt and a lot of heart rate and fitness being developed, but you're not necessarily breaking down the muscle fibers in the same way that you might do if you're doing a long controlled repetition of heavier weights over a sustained period of time. You break down your muscle fibers differently when you're doing heavy controlled contractions of your muscles than when you are doing more motivational quick fire burst options. And that's where you will see somebody like a sprinter that looks phenomenal but is also very, very fast, but also they can only do it for a certain period of time because of the way that they train. So I would just look at changing something. So whether that is increase your food a little bit to help you train for a little bit longer or a little bit harder. So you're looking at your balances is one option, but I would generally maybe change one of your workouts, or maybe add in an extra workout, which is predominantly based on building muscle, as opposed to moving a weight as quick as you can, as far as you can, within that period of time with your HIIT workouts that you're generally going to be doing. Does that make sense, Tobe?
Certainly does, mate. I mean, the first thing that sprung to my mind is, are you doing them right? You know, because it's easy when your own devices, and I'm a sucker for this as well, especially if I haven't done a workout in a while, where you know, you go to do a HIIT, you know, it's only 20-25 minutes. You've really got to put your all into it to get something out of it, because it's such a short workout. And yeah, it's high intensity. It's the names, it's in the name.
Yeah.
But you've got to really give it the beans. I mean, sometimes, you know, when we came to you, Carl, you know, it would only be half an hour, 40 minutes, but you are pushing and pushing and pushing until, you know, I've been spewing out the fire exit before, you know, that's a good sign. At home, are you going to push yourself that hard? Probably not.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, you might not be doing things quite right, which is really important. Like, a perfect example comes to me right now, and when my leg's better, I'll show you in person. When we do our little summer stuff, you'll be seeing me giving you examples in person. But right now I can't. But a lot of people, like, let's say you're doing pop squats, or let's say you're doing jumping squats, for an example. That, you know, a lot of people will be having their weight pushed forward. They'll be on the balls of their toes, and they'll be using their knees and the front half of their quads in order to get a workout. But actually, if you're doing a squat properly, you should be driving through your heels, moving your body through a 90-degree range of motion, which is then incorporating using your hamstrings, your glutes, your core stabilizers, and your quads. So if you're looking to work your bum and your hamstrings, for an example, and you're there doing all these squats, and people say, yeah, squats are what? I'm jumping around. Look, I'm getting excited. I need to stand still. I got a bad foot. You know, what if you're doing these type of exercises and not doing them correctly, you're going to have a nice little overhang of muscle over your kneecap with your knees working, but you're not going to kind of necessarily get any definition or growth in the development of your hamstrings and your glutes. So yes, there is that. First of all, making sure exercise is done to the right ratio, the full range of movement, and the right condition is so important. Tobes, yeah, that's a great little comment there.
And thanks, Lucy, for reaching out. Really appreciate it. You can see the question she put scrolling across at the bottom. Please get in touch with your questions. We'd love to hear from you. This feature is all about you, what we can do to help you, better you physically, emotionally, mentally. And of course, you know, you can always take this up another level as well. Reach out, come to one of the workouts. Carl mentioned it there. We're hopefully going to be doing a little summer camp soon. Carl's going to be joining us at the county show, doing some workouts on the stage. It's all about that first step, you know, and Yazzy's going through it right now, you know, moving house, kids have moved school. She didn't do a workout for ages, love her, did the missus, but now she's back on it. She's loving it. She's firing all cylinders. She's doing like 4 or 5 HIIT workouts a week. Can't keep up with her, but it's just getting back on that, you know, you've got to get back on the horse, haven't you? You've got to get back to it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's easy to slip out of these things, isn't it?
It's so easy. You know, this is why, you know, we need to remind ourselves daily. Repetition, it comes when you're doing something daily, and then that creates a habit, and then a habit is obviously an ongoing process that we stick to. We've got to be doing that. You've got to be keeping your consistency. Like I said, 2 to 3 times a week right now there, Lucy. That's fantastic. You've got to be doing the exercises correctly. Full range of movement. Actually thinking about the muscles that you're trying to use. There's a mind-muscle connection that I talk to all my clients about. If you need to think about the muscles that you're using to help switch them on so they will contract properly. But then obviously, like I said, if you're trying to build muscle, you might want to safely, with some guidance, do an additional workout. So you're keeping your fitness, you're keeping your high heart rate and your high calorie burn, but you're actually then using your muscles and breaking them down a little bit differently with heavier weights for a more longer time period for your contraction, which will then, when you eat enough food correctly, you will build back that muscle bigger, stronger, fuller, healthier, and happier, which will give you the look and the muscle growth that you're looking for. Can you see where you've got the food implement, the right exercises, and the right time constraints that you're doing them in consistently is the key. Them 3 things together with guidance, the fourth thing and the catalyst there, in order to make sure that you get the results.
Yeah. And that's it. It's lining up those dots. I think that was probably the biggest eye-opener when I went on the 12-week lifestyle transformation with you, Carl. It was, I just thought we were going to be working out. I just thought it was going to be right. We're going to be pumping out iron every day and we're going to be ripped in no time. But, you know, there's so much more to it. The food, huge part, and it certainly changed my life. You know, that is probably one of the biggest things. And you got to make sure you're eating the good stuff as well. But Lucy, thanks ever so much. Great question. Thank you ever so much for reaching out to us here for Synergy Talks. Get your questions in. You can comment below on all the socials, on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find it there at Synergy Talks. Pop us a message as well to any of those pages directly, or to Carl as well at Synergy Health Fitness. Same time next week, Carl. Absolute pleasure having you on, buddy. Have a wonderful week, my man.
See you later, guys. Take care. Thanks for the questions. See you all next week.